If this was my show, I'd spend the entire weekend talking to our next guest about his role in one of my favorite movies, School Days. But this isn't Big Brother Almighty Celebration. This is Star Wars Celebration, and this guy definitely has something I want. Put your palms and arms together once again for the wickedly talented Moff Gideon himself, Giancarlo Esposito!
Something I want.
You are fantastic.
Having a good time.
Yes.
As of all of you are having a good time too. I love it.
If you got a dark saber in the crowd, put it in the air.
Put it in the air.
Now, Giancarlo, you've been coming to these events for a while now and interacting with fans. What's your favorite part about getting to know the people that love The Mandalorian?
You know, what I love about Mandalorian fans, and especially at this Star Wars celebration, is that people are in wonder, enchantment, joy, excitement, and living out their truest fantasies. I mean, isn't that what it's about? What I do is I'm able to create characters through study, through great material, through imagination. I mean, this is where we all become unjaded, very, very in wonder, children again. And we have the courage, and we have the intelligence, and we have the physical ability to live out our dreams. And it's about having your dreams come true.
Now, has being a part of The Mandalorian changed who and how the fans interact with you?
There's no doubt about it. I meet many people who love all of the Star Wars films, but they find that the connectivity of Mandalorian is indescribable for them. So what I try to do is put it into words for them. Like, what are they feeling? How often do we ask ourselves, how do we feel? How do we take our own temperature? And I would venture to say with Mandalorian in this particular series, there's space in time enough for us to feel the spiritual mythology of the heroine and hero's journey.
I love you getting your flowers, so I gotta let the claps go. Now, when you're getting into the headspace for Moff, how do you go about that? As one of the most congenial people I've ever met, how do you get to that space?
I try to pay more attention to my scene partner. I try to put the attention over there so that I'm observing and feeling the energetic current of what's happening between us. And equally so, the camera represents all of the audience, all of the folks who are watching. So I try to get calm, because in order to control the energy of a scene or the energy of what's being portrayed through the camera, eventually it goes to the editor, eventually it comes to the screen, is to have a certain command over the chaos. And so I believe that you can't lead until you can follow, whether you're a hero, a heroine, or a villain. In order to have people listen, you need to connect with them to allow them to understand your idea. And so for me, it's controlling a certain chaos. There are a lot of things going on set. Many people who come up to you and fiddle with your face and try to powder you and fiddle with your armor and try to make you right. And eventually you have to say, slow down, stop, I'm ready to go, give me some space. Take a deep breath and focus your energy. And I do this not only on screen, but I do it in my life, because I believe that I'm responsible for my being. I can only control my attitude. So if my attitude is good and my vision is thorough, that I planned for my future, thought about it, it's not going to go the way I planned, but adjusted my attitude to be able to look at it as it comes and take it for what it is and still stay calm, hopeful, and hold tightly to my dream.
Now, how has your family reacted to the fact that your face is all over the place?
Oh my God, Papa, you're everywhere. I mean, the biggest reaction was my ad-lib line that I was really feeling. How often do we say what we really feel? Not very often, because we're in a time where we need to be appropriate. And it's rightfully so, to be kind, polite, graceful, compassionate, and appropriate. But when I said, I'm gonna squash that big-eared bastard, I meant it. I was on point because that was my character's through line and what Moff Gideon really wanted. And I didn't hold my tongue. And so I got texts from all my 4 daughters saying, Papa, don't you touch that child. I mean, it's interesting when you're able to, it's good to filter, but it's good to filter honesty and the truth. On set, when I was wielding my darksaber in front of this cute little child.
Your darksaber?
You're testing me now. My acquired darksaber. And I said, careful. You've never seen one of these. That was an ad-lib line. You've never seen one of these, have you? Oh, be careful. You're liable to lose an eye. That was very playful. And I find that in order to be really in the moment, you need to honor that child within you. And I remember saying things similar to my children. Stay away from the fire, that could hurt you. No, don't light a match, all of these things. So the naturalism and organic way that we interact as human beings should be honored. And when we can do that with grace and aplomb and compassion, it's a wonderful thing.
When and if you step away from this character, whatever this character's fate may be, what is it that you would like for the audience to take away from your portrayal?
What comes to me when you ask that question is I'd like the audience to take away that for me, this character has grown me. And it's allowed me to understand the nature of committing to something. People ask me a lot, how can you play these bad guys when you seem like such a nice guy? And I say, well, I'm really just an in disguise. I'd want people to know that I feel as if I follow through. I honor John and Dave and the writing that they've done on this show. I honor the director. I feel like it's a collaborative effort more than ever now, than ever before, with the fans. And I feel like to commit to what the character believes means to take my mind and put it away and understand what the character wants and allow myself reasons to do what the character needs to do without haste or pause. And allow also there to be a glimmer of hope that this nefarious villain's ideas may be embraced and that they may help all people. That may not be the case in the writing, but I want them to see and understand that I've created a character with depth that's not stereotypical and not one-sided. And I think that may have happened because I think a lot of the fans really like Moff Gideon.
Now, speaking of these fans out here, is there anything that you'd like to say to the fans here and at home?
From the bottom and the deepest recesses of my heart and my being, I would like to say thank you. I get the opportunity, and when the door opens and opportunity knocks, you either seize it or you don't. The door will open again, and you have the opportunity to get the courage and have the right attitude to face a challenge or a moment that could grow you and change you. And for me, to be loved and adored is a beautiful thing. But on a deeper level, to have the opportunity to do what I love to do because of all of you is a deep honor and pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you guys. Really, really love you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Giancarlo